Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Crypto and the Caribbean. I am El, your host, and this week it was a lighter week, I'll admit, for the stories, but I still got a couple things I wanted to share with y'all. First off, we got Binance and Barbados. Now, in an address that Prime Minister Mia Mottley had earlier this week, she not only mentioned Barbados, but she talked a bit about the country's potential future going forward with crypto and the new digital financial landscape. Second, we're talking about FTX again. This time, they're opening up a community center located somewhere in Nassau. We're going to talk about that a bit too. And lastly, this isn't really a news story, but it's more so a platform I wanted to share with you guys that's looking to actually help and target helping Caribbean artists looking to break their way into the NFT space and collectors of their art. So, we don't have to slap up. Let's jump straight into it. So, first and foremost, our story starts, as many stories in crypto start, on Twitter. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it every single time I have one of these episodes. If you don't have a Twitter account, you need to get one. It is an invaluable resource in this crypto space. And just keeping up with the news, updates, following projects, Twitter is such an invaluable tool. Just trust me. Whatever you think you need to do for Twitter, you really don't. You could post absolutely nothing and just follow pages relevant to what you're interested in, and you can get informed daily. I get most of my news from Twitter, I'm not gonna lie. But that's beside the point. So, it starts here on Twitter with CZ, the founder of Binance, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, tweeting out that Binance was just mentioned on the Barbados 2022 budget by Prime Minister Mia Mottley, thanks in efforts to SirBit. Those of you unaware, Gabriel Abed, SirBit here, founder of Bit, Alti, and current ambassador of Barbados to the UAE. Definitely a very interesting guy. He pull off some things, I ain't gonna lie. But we ain't here to talk about him right now. We are talking about Mia Mottley and the budget address. So, we went to the budget address. I did go a good ways into it. And around this point, she starts talking about the future of Barbados's digital finance and what they're looking to do going forward with Binance and digital currency. So I'm gonna play some of this here for y'all. I'll speed it up a bit.
Mr. Speaker, this step is also about offense. Transforming Barbados into a digitally enhanced and digitally secure country will significantly boost our global competitiveness. Also, sir, we have already created a fintech industry advisory group to help us arrive at the right overall balance between innovation and protection. We have no intention of becoming an arbiter of technology. We are open to all cutting-edge technology and ideas. We want them to develop and thrive. Fintech and the emerging virtual assets industry with its cryptocurrencies, DAOs and NFTs, non-fungible tokens, for those who don't know, is an exciting space, and we believe that there are many ways that Barbados can benefit from it. For my government, sir, financial regulation is centered around overarching principles rather than specific rules that will quickly become outdated or worked around. That is why, Mr. Speaker, my government has started conversations with the leadership of the largest cryptocurrency company in the world, Binance, about Barbados becoming a global hub for fintech investment and innovation with them. Sir, we will find the right balance for regulation, being a tool to always protect our citizens, always avoid systemic contagion, but at the same time have a competitive advantage in this global economy that is becoming more difficult to navigate. Also, sir, the long-awaited national digital payments ecosystem will come to a reality in October of this year. I can't tell you how long it has been for me to wait to see that happen, sir. Thereafter, sir, by the end of April of 2022, we will set up a National Payments Council to oversee the rollout of the new payments ecosystem.
Significantly boosting global competitiveness. A fintech advisory group to prevent them from stifling innovation. A focus on principles rather than specific rules that quickly become outdated. These were some of Prime Minister Mia Mottley's main talking points when talking about Barbados' possible future, looking towards integrating these digital currencies and these digital assets into their existing ecosystem. So right out of the gate, Prime Minister Mottley is letting you know she is with it. She is completely all of it. The DAOs, the NFTs, the crypto, she's with all of it. And she's exploring whatever avenues are possible that could benefit the country, which is great. This is a great approach to the technology. It could be seen as a bit of a gamble, but I feel like the odds are in her favor. Looking at the examples that we already have around the world right now, an entire country making it legal tender, not just looking to integrate and legalize it, but making it the legal currency of that country. So we have the examples, we have the blueprints laid out already, and leadership decisions like this, I feel, are what are going to push a lot of Caribbean countries forward. From my opinion, an outsider looking in, and I haven't looked too much into it, but from the little I've seen of her, Prime Minister Mottley is kind of a G. I ain't gonna lie. Like she with it and she bout it. Like, don't forget, Barbados is the same place that recently broke ties to England and became their own republic. And they were also the very first country to look towards setting up an embassy as sovereign land in the metaverse. So Barbados is a titan in the Caribbean when it comes to the digital currency and the digital asset space right now. They might not have their own CBDC, they might not have whatever else going on for them, but they are definitely making big moves in this space. And they're definitely going to be a country to watch going forward. Now, all of that good stuff being said, we haven't addressed the primary elephant in the room right now. Binance is looking to set up shop in Barbados. Now, this is, I don't know the details of it yet. I'm still going to have to look a bit more and follow this closely as the story develops and more news and information is released. But it gives me the same vibe as the FTX announcement a couple months ago with leadership in the Bahamas. So I don't know what kind of deals going on. We're gonna have to follow it and see. But I mean, this is just par for the course. Large companies are gonna do what large companies do. It is just part of the game. So it is what it is. We'll follow it closely and we'll see how it plays out. So next up, let's harass FTX a little bit more. So apparently FTX gave a sizable donation towards a community center that's going to be built in Bain and Grantstown over the hill in Nassau, Bahamas. Let's take a look at this story real quick. So, donations fueling a new over-the-hill community center. Although a $500,000 donation from FTX to lend a hand Bahamas is a showstopper, other Bahamas-based like-minded corporations and charitable foundations have also donated generously to the building of a new community center on Lewis Street in Bain and Grantstown. Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training Glennis Hannah Martin and Bain and Grantstown MP Wade Watson participated in a groundbreaking ceremony, praised Lend a Hand Bahamas for its ongoing initiatives. So here, the Lewis Street property will serve as a skills development and creativity hub and will be named the FTX Community Center. FTX is also committed to match donations made to Lend a Hand Bahamas through 2022 up to a further $500,000. So in total, FTX is saying they are willing to put up $1 million into this community center. Now we have further down here a comment from Valdez Russell, FTX Vice President of Communications, Corporate Social Responsibility. He said, "The work of Lend a Hand Bahamas is admirable and their commitment to Bahamians and residents is important. We know that our partnership will produce more talented Bahamians, more inspired stories, and better communities that help individuals to thrive in a modern Bahamas." He also added, "Community is at the heart of what we do, and the relationship with Lend a Hand will produce meaningful results for significant impact in a better Bahamas." Now they say here that the FTX Community Center will feature a recording studio, a reading room, culinary training kitchen, STEM, and other dedicated spaces, and will be home to holistic after school and weekend programs. Now, I'm not gonna start with hate. I'm not gonna start with shade. I think this is admirable. I actually like this. Regardless of, even if there is an ulterior motive or there's some behind the scenes or whatever's going on, who knows what they had to, I'm not gonna dwell on that right now. I'm glad that money's being poured into infrastructure. I hope that the funds themselves and the process of building the center, providing these resources and assets to Bahamians, I hope all of this goes well. I genuinely want this to work out. And if they can get a match of that $500K, that would be amazing. That's $1 million straight up from FTX, about $500K from other donors. So we're looking at a minimum of $1.5 million. That's a great start. So I like this. I do. Now, I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna keep all of my biases for Twitter and the other parts of the internet, but for this, I'll keep it unbiased. We have here just a short video from the groundbreaking event where a former gang leader thanked FTX and lent a hand Bahamas for stepping up to create change in the Bain and Grantstown community.
Former gang leader. My mom and father were in prison. I never had the opportunity that this generation has now, that you guys are going to provide for them and continue to provide for them. Someday now, I'm speaking to people from all around the world, right? So you could come from nothing and achieve greatness once your heart is in the right place and you are concerned about your fellow humans, not nationality, but humans itself, because we all living in this world at a particular time. At the same time. So I want to say thanks to everyone, and that on Bahamas is going to change the dynamics of the country.
So, like I said, it's great news. It's great to see. I'm glad money's being poured into infrastructure. I'm glad FTX is at least openly pumping money or trying to pump money into the country itself to support. I'm gonna follow it closely. I hope everything goes as it should be. I hope they actually can pull this stuff off. It'll be a great asset, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, FTX ain't playing around. They are stamping their name. They are branding FTX in the Bahamas. They want to make sure that first year is a memorable year. Remember, they just came in like August, September that it officially settled in the Bahamas. So in less than a year, they pushing some weight around. They pushing some current. So we can see where that goes. Hope for the best though. And last up, we're gonna be looking at a platform that's not just helping Caribbean artists with exposure in the NFT place, but it's also helping collectors find more of the Caribbean art that they love. So let's take a look at island.io. So island.io, essentially, it sums it up right here for you. Island is a curated catalog of NFTs by Caribbean creators. We connect Caribbean artists to global collectors. Now, with all the NFT hype and stuff going on right now, everyone's aware of NFTs. We've all heard about NFTs to some degree. And the same goes for many places in the Caribbean. So many artists recently have turned to NFTs to not just supplement their art sales, but find new, more innovative ways to actually support themselves and monetize their work, monetize their creations. And the best part about it is that all of this is global. So many artists were now given this opportunity to not just sell their art to more collectors, but increase their exposure as well, presenting an international audience for them to share their creation and share their work. Now in the Caribbean, we don't have no shortage of the creators. Most of your favorite creators got ties to the Caribbean, so there's no shortage there. But where the shortage does come in is the exposure that a lot of these artists have access to. And a lot of these creators find that while they don't lack the creativity, they lack the reach and the exposure to a varying audience to actually grow their brands and expand more. So in this Caribbean NFT group that I'm in, I saw someone mention quite a few times this platform, Island, that's supposed to be just a gathering or a place for Caribbean artists to post their work and catalog their work. And it's basically just a repository of all things Caribbean art that are NFTs. So I guess their goal is to make one massive directory for Caribbean artists, not just for them to have one verified location for their work, but also for people who are specifically looking for that type of art to be able to easily locate and easily find not just their favorite artists, but potentially discover some new artists or discover some new work or a new creator that they weren't familiar with that could become their new favorite. So just looking at the platform right now, it's very clean, very simple, and very straightforward. So you have here the different collections and who it's by for each one. Now these little buttons at the bottom here give you a bit more information as to each collection and the work. So I think this one takes you directly to the marketplace where you can purchase any of the NFTs from that collection. This tells you which blockchain it's on. You can see here this one is on Ethereum. This one here is Polygon. And I'm pretty sure I saw one on Solana. Not too far. Yep, DaysDocs, Solana. The next one here, if they have an official website, it takes you to their website, their Twitter, you have the Discord, and it also highlights which island is representative from those creators. So as you can see, Trini kind of dominating the platform right now. You got Barbados, you got Jamaica, Trini, Brazil, Trini. Okay. It's a lot of artists from Trinidad and Tobago currently on the platform. And I mean, that's kind of a given, seeing as the platform was built by a group of Trinidadian entrepreneurs. So, it's expected. But you see it's developing a mix of other Caribbean islands as well. And if you go through, I'll just click into one of these, the Head of House NFT collection. You see the link takes you directly to the collection on OpenSea or whatever platform it is that they're hosting the collection on. You go through the process. You already know how this part works. You connect your wallet, buy, sell, whatever, blah, 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 track them, whatever you want to do. So all of this is accessible. Actually, let's check out everything here. So the website takes you directly to the artist's website. The Twitter takes you directly to their Twitter account. The Discord takes you to the Discord. So I love the layout of it because it's not just informative, but it's a great way, I feel, for Caribbean artists to help establish their brand and establish their name and build up their notoriety all together collectively in one location. Another one I was looking at myself here, and I ain't gonna lie, I really want to cop at least one of these. It's a collection from this artist named Don Dada. And what he's doing is these collections, I think he's cataloging the history of dancehall culture in Jamaica. I don't think all of the pieces, mind you, I could be wrong, but quite a few of the pieces are nods or have some reference, some portion, some part of the history in dancehall culture. Like some of it, like this is bad. These bad. So takes you to Foundation app, the location where it's at, follow the artist, look at some of their collections, connect your wallet, all of the typical stuff here. So back to Island. So some of the resources that they have available here, they got the nice FAQ section here. You get the answers to some of the most typical questions that they get. They help you with the MetaMask wallet setup, creating an NFT on OpenSea or contract, uploading the IPFS. The news, obviously, it's going to be some news updates that they have. But here is what I actually wanted to highlight. Now, for Caribbean artists, any Caribbean artists watching this right now, and you want just another way to possibly increase your exposure and potentially build up more of an audience that you had before, especially if you're building from the ground up. If this is your first project, your second, third, fourth collection, it doesn't hurt. And adding to the register collectively helps our region. It collectively helps the Caribbean. Your name, email, you upload the IPFS link or the image URL, main image, secondary, profile. You name the collection, give you or the team's name, description, where it is in the marketplace, Twitter, Discord, your website. Select which blockchain. So they have several blockchains here, which Caribbean country the artist is from, and then classify it with a tag, send it in, and you're good to go. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know beyond that part how long the process takes, but I know that the people behind it are very responsive, and if you contact them, if you reach out to them via Twitter, or you get in WhatsApp, or you find some way to contact them, they should have them right here: Twitter, Instagram, Discord. Like they have it readily available for you, and they're very responsive. If you have any questions, you're looking to get involved, you just want to increase your exposure, you want to work with other artists, you want to find some place to advertise your art, or on the other end of the spectrum, if you're from the Caribbean and you want to support Caribbean artists, or you just have a love for Caribbean art, they got them curated for you so you could go deep diving. Maybe your goal is to own one Caribbean NFT piece from every Caribbean island. Who knows? But this wouldn't be a bad place to start looking. And this ain't paid promo. Trust me, you'd know if it was paid promo. But it's just a platform that I saw, I took notice of, I checked it out, and I really liked what it was that they were doing. Because all in all, what they're really doing is increasing exposure for Caribbean artists breaking into the NFT space and helping to grow the Caribbean crypto space. So anything working towards that goal, to me, is gonna be a plus. So if you're a Caribbean artist or a Caribbean art collector, make sure to check it out. Support Caribbean art, support Caribbean content. And with that, we will wrap up today's episode of Crypto in the Caribbean. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't already, like, subscribe to the channel. And I also want to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know what you think about Binance moving into Barbados and some of Prime Minister Motley's ideas going forward for digital currency in Barbados. And what about FTX and the up to $1 million donation for a community center? And if you're a Caribbean artist or Caribbean art collector and you check out the island platform, let me know what you think about it. So, that being said, as always, you know where to find me for the unfiltered thoughts and opinions that I have on most of these things that I'm never going to share publicly like that. That's where to go for that. So, till next time, we link.